So, yeah, this chapter was a little bit of a doozy. There's quite a bit, so it goes without saying, there's quite a bit to talk about. And, okay, I'm just gonna jump right into that ending where we see Shanks and a assumedly mystery woman teleport to Elbaf. And the thing that does raise the most eyebrows about their sudden appearance on Elbaf is that, unless I'm mistaken, everyone can freely like correct me in the comments section if I'm wrong. But unless I'm mistaken, that's just the same or similar summoning circle that that, that Jay Garcia had used to summon the other elders during Egghead. So if that is the case and that is a similar circle, this isn't exactly beating the allegations people have about Shanks that there's some connection between him and the world nobles. It's just a question of what that connection is now and how it would fit into the timeline even of the story, because he was, from my understanding of history, he was part of Roger's crew at a rather young age. So if there's a connection there, it would have to be it would have to be when he was born. But okay, putting that aside though, again, why is Shanks here on Elbaf? That's the question. The obvious answer being it has something to do with Loki. But the thing is, and this was an idea that was floated to me after posting the last chapter on Blue Sky, Loki might not be the enemy we think he is. Which is to say that although he did do many heinous things, like killing his father and attempting to obtain an unknown devil fruit that we don't even know all that much about, there might have been more method to his madness than we initially thought. I'm not saying he's necessarily a good guy in this situation, but a lot of pieces are starting to fall into place where it's making me say there might have been more. There might have been more to a lot of Loki's reasoning for what he was doing that gave him the title of the accursed prince. Like it almost like his like it's one of those things where it's almost like his supposed attempt to destroy Elbaf was actually going to save it in some way. And that idea almost seems to be reinforced in this chapter during the conversation Loki is having with someone simply known as Shaggy over Transponder Snail. But even knowing that, it still circles back to Shanks and how I don't think we'll ever truly know the depths of Loki's true plan until bare minimum we learn what happened between him and Shanks, especially now that Shanks has put himself on the board with his arrival. But also, I don't think we're ever going to truly. I don't think we're ever going to truly know as to how what Loki's plans truly were as well, until we also learn what this mystery devil fruit is. Like I think a lot of what a lot of what Loki's plans were revolve around this devil fruit. Like whether he was planning to destroy or to save Elbaf, this devil fruit is like I think the key linking factor to it all. It's just a matter of what that devil fruit is. And again, I'm surmising right now that the devil fruit in question is something similar to basically Luffy's human fruit, like Nika model. It's another mythical zone with the powers of a god kind of thing. I'm almost certain of that now too. Um, with that said, though, this chapter also does have an interesting bit of world building where, through seeing the Straw Hats kind of unintentionally playing a game of tag with some of the Elbaf children, we learned that Elbaf isn't so much the island of giant warriors it used to be. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are still those giants who will still go out to sea seeking adventure and glory, but there are just as many like the children we see who prefer living peacefully. And as we slowly but steadily learn through the introduction of characters like Ripley, a teacher at Elbaf, who teaches a school on Elbaf. Like a lot of a lot of it is that Elbaf has taken on King Harold's ideals post mortem. Like many on the island just want to secure a future for generations that come after, and whatever Loki's goal is, that just what we've learned about about how Elbaf is right now, that just kind of complicates his position even more because it's conflicting with what Elbaf believes, which is in the idea of living peacefully now. Like, so it's like in some ways, even though we don't know what Loki's goal was, it it arguably right now is conflicting with a lot of what Elbaf believes currently. And that being said, there is an there is an interesting bit with Lilith in this chapter where after Frankie and Jinbei bring out a container, we learn that the container itself, it apparently has a reconstituted body or a cloned body or something of Vegapunk using cloning technology. And from the sound, if I'm reading Lilith correctly on this, it sounds like she wants to revive Vegapunk in some way. And if that is the case, then yeah, I'm sorry to say I'm not a huge fan of this plot point, simply because I've been largely okay with Oda bringing characters back. That's mostly been because they still follow the no body, no. If there's no body, then the character probably isn't dead type of rule. But now, if she is actively trying to bring Vegapunk back from the dead, then yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of that idea. Like for me, Vegapunk, he died an honorable death, sacrificing himself so the world could have a future. So I say, just let him stay dead. Like bring him back, even as a copy or whatever. This just feels wrong on so many levels. On a moral, ethical, whatever kind of way you want to view this, it just feels wrong to bring him back. Whether it's moral, ethical, narratively, whatever else, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this idea of bringing Vegapunk back at all. Honestly, like let the man stay dead is what I'm saying. Um, But yeah, aside from that, not a whole lot more to talk about. Although it was kind of nice to see the Strats get fully acquainted with Saul, and I do like how much like with Saul's reunion with Robin, only so little was kind of needed to be said as far as introductions went. Because the Straw Hats, even though they never officially met Saul until now, Oda still makes it out like nothing needed to be said. The Straw Hats gained respect for Saul just from having kept Robin alive, and that's all they need is to know. Like from there, like everything else just kind of fit perfectly into place naturally. Although, admittedly, they didn't need to act like total goobers, but hey, that's the Straw Hats, so that's to be expected. And I do like how they did already build a repertoire of mutual respect, and it does feel like we are in that stage that whatever happens from here, like the Straw Hats are building up alliances, building up allies with the various people of Elbaf for when shit hits the fan. Although, again, no matter what Loki's goal actually is, something tells me shit is really gonna hit the fan from Luffy trying to keep his meeting with Loki a secret. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe on Blue Sky, Annulus, Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight Running, signing off. Later, everyone.